All right. Sorry about my voice. I have a cold. I was hoping that I would be better before I had to make this video, but here we are. All right, so what this is going to do, I'm going to show you how to make a line graph in Excel. So the first thing we need to do is make sure that we can access this spreadsheet. And if you are working with Excel, so we're going to come to the download under using the file tab, click on that Excel. And then this will usually go wherever you plan it to go, but if you don't know where it's going, check your download folder. That's probably where it is. Okay, and then always click on this enable editing. When students have problems, usually it's because they forgot to hit this enable editing. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that we have all of our data. Everything looks good, everything's here. I like to just click those so that we have the columns the size that they are. All right, so what this is telling me is, and yeah, this is futzy, but you guys don't have to do that to fix those. All right. What we did is every 5 minutes, I measure the glucose concentration of the positive control, and the units we're looking at are these things called milligrams per deciliter. A deciliter is 1/10 of a liter. So we measured it with a positive control that we did add the lactase to. So positive control got lactose and lactase. The negative control only had lactose, no enzyme. All right, so we're going to use this to make a line graph. So I'm just going to select all of the data and all of the headings. Then I can come up here to insert. And sometimes you're tempted to click on the lines. Usually I found that gives us something that's kind of weird. It's giving me the time as the line rather than as the explanatory variable. So let's do this. Okay, so I like to use the dots because now it has my time as the x-axis, which is what I want. I have my glucose concentration, so y-axis, which is what I want. And we're going to fix these lines in here in just a second. So we now want to make sure that our title has a summary of what we found. So let's do, so really what we're seeing from this is that when we added the lactase enzyme, the rate of the reaction where we had our lactose, the sugar disaccharide, break into glucose and galactose, it happened much faster with the enzyme, which is what we expected. So I'm going to say lactase enzyme increased the breakdown of lactose. Okay. So there's my title. And I want to come over here and click on this little plus that's going to allow me to add chart elements. The other way that you can access the same thing is to come up here. If you're on the chart design tab along the top, it should have this little button over here that says add chart element. Sorry. All right, so I'm going to click on that. And I want to add access titles. So I know I got to come and change those here in a second. Let's do it right now. This was my glucose concentration. And remember, we measured this in milligrams per deciliter. And my x-axis, oopsies, go away for a second, sir. I just want to select that. This is time in minutes. And then I want to add these lines. So I'm just going to click on one of my blue dots. And I want to add a trend line. Let's see some more options. What if we made this? Nope, 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 nope. There we go. We just want to click on our dots. And then under this paint bucket, we can choose to modify the markers, but we want to play around with the lines. We don't want one line, we want a solid line. And we want this solid line to be red to match our dots. And there we go. So there is our, let's just double check, make sure that we have everything that we need on the graph. So we have a legend right down here. So we are saying which one's our positive control, which line is our negative control. We have our x-axis labeled with units. We have our y-axis labeled with units. And we have a descriptive summary as the title. Now you can play around with this and make this all pretty and cute and change and futz with all this and make it cute by doing all the things up here, but that's not necessary. As long as you have those 4 things, then you are done. You can go ahead and get this into your canvas. Then you're going to make a bar graph using the data from the experiment 2. So similar on this one, you can just click on that. Boom. Okay. And then you're going to add and modify all those different things. All right, let me know if you guys have any questions or run into any problems and issues. I'm happy to help you. That is my job.